I have a confession. I used to just survive Ramadan, counting down the days till the end so I could go back to my old overstimulating habits. What I fail to realize is that this month is literally rewiring your brain. It's the perfect window for a full glow up, for a full mind, spirit, and body reset. Why not utilize it? You are literally training yourself to resist urges all day. No food, no music, no impulsive reactions. Ramadan is the only month where you become hyper conscious of your habits, how you react, and what you consume all day. You might as well upgrade your entire life. We'll start with a mental reset. Ramadan already teaches you to pause before reacting, and not just with food. So with temptation, it teaches you to sit with it. And when you feel irritated, it teaches you to pause before you react and not reacting. And that pause is everything, because most bad habits, they come from reacting automatically. So whether you're scrolling, whether you have anger outbursts, or whether you emotionally overeat. So Ramadan teaches you to interrupt that pattern. So here's the mental reset. Any urge that comes to you, you're going to notice that urge and you're not going to judge it, okay? You're just going to sit with that urge for 10 seconds, because realizing that you have that urge is the power. It automatically interrupts that cycle of reacting immediately, because replacing is much easier than just resisting an urge. So we're not just going to be stopping the habit, we're going to be replacing them with even healthier ones. So let's take doom scrolling for example, because that habit, it usually gets worse in Ramadan because you're trying to pass time as fast as possible. So you're going to replace it with either reading, or if you wanted to get into journaling lately, replace it with journaling, or just sit with yourself in silence. So there are endless habits that you could do to replace those bad habits with. And usually in Ramadan, we're trying to replace those bad habits with praying practices, whether it's askar or praying or making dua. So every urge is a chance to glow up. So instead of reacting emotionally, you've learned to react intentionally and build that new habit that will serve you in Ramadan and after Ramadan. Second pillar is the physical reset, because honestly, I'm using Ramadan to lose a little bit of weight and become more fit. And I bet every single one of you wants to do the same thing. And there is no shame in that, because if you're already fasting, why not lose some pounds? So here's what we're gonna do. If you're only wondering how little you will be eating, then you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. Because yes, we will be eating more consciously. You will not fill yourself to the brim with food so that you wouldn't be able to move afterwards. All of that will happen, yes, but we should be looking at it from a movement perspective. So you should be going either to the gym or walking daily. And if you're wondering, how will I be able to go to the gym? Because after iftar, you're usually like so tired, and you just want to rest. So here I'm telling you that the perfect time to get some workout done is usually before the adhan. So before the adhan by an hour or so, because the gym is packed with people. So if they can go to the gym while they're fasting and work out, why can't you? And when the adhan comes, you will eat slow and intentionally and very consciously, because usually after fasting, you feel full much faster, and you will hydrate and eat suhoor. So like those are very essential, so you can like regain your energy back for the next day. So for today's mission, if you don't usually work out, then you will go on a 10-minute walk before adhan. And if you usually do work out and you have that set in your routine, then you will head to the gym before iftar and do a full workout. Third pillar is the spiritual reset, the foundation, because Ramadan is all about rebuilding yourself from the inside out and getting closer to God. This is where you clean your heart, and if you've been slipping, then you will make tawbah. If you've hurt someone in the past, you apologize, you make tawbah, you don't overthink it, because God, He wants you to return back to Him, and He's just very merciful, and He's waiting for you to return back to Him even if you've sinned. Because this month is literally an invitation to start over again. Like, utilize that month to do a full spiritual reset. So let's make this whole spiritual reset pillar more actionable. So after every prayer, you will slow down. You will sit on the prayer mat 10 minutes and just breathe. Make your usual praying practices after every prayer and just sit with yourself, calm down, and just breathe. Be more present, be more intentional with every second of the day, and make real dua. Don't just be generic. So yes, do your generic du'as and also be very specific about it. So like, tell God what you usually don't tell people. Ask for strength where you are weak. Ask for clarity. Ask to be more disciplined and to be more consistent with your healthy habits. And ask God to heal you from what you've been through, especially in the moments where you feel borderline depressed and very low in your life and you can't see the silver lining. Reach out to Him, and I swear you will feel very light after reaching out, because He's always there for you. And just choose your glow up with intention. So why do you want to glow up mentally and physically? Why do you want to lose some weight? Why do you want to become more fit? Why do you want to be disciplined? Like, choose the intention that you're doing all of that for the sake of God. Because if you're setting the intention to glow up for God's sake, then you might as well collect some hasanats, collect some Jannah points while you're at it. So this last section, the future design pillar, is the most important because we want to build a routine that is sustainable in and out of Ramadan. So set the intention right now. I know I've repeated that multiple times throughout that video, that with every new habit that you gain and with every old one that you let go of, you will still move your body every single day. You will scroll less and you will eat intentionally. Decide who you're becoming after Ramadan, because you're not just resetting in Ramadan during that month. No, you are choosing a new version for yourself. You're setting a new standard for yourself. So ask yourself, who am I after Ramadan? And just list down all the attributes, all the habits, all the routines that you will start embodying. So for tonight's mission, after your last prayer, make dua that you want to become the best version of yourself. Make dua for the her that you want to become. Just a note for you so you wouldn't get disappointed at the end is that make it very simple. Like, you don't need to overcomplicate things, because it is okay if you've had trouble in the past committing to the 5 prayers and now in Ramadan you are focusing on praying the 5 prayers daily. Or it's okay if your goal is reading 1 page or 5 pages a day of Quran. Because if you keep overloading yourself with promises of doing that and that and that and that, and just having all those lists of things you want to do in Ramadan, in and after Ramadan, then you will end up disappointing yourself. So like, the mission is just, we want to build the habit, and the easiest way to build that habit is to make it very simple so you would be able to maintain it. And if it feels very basic and you're not doing as much as other people are doing, but that basic thing is achievable for you, then it's okay, because small changes, consistent changes over time will lead to bigger ones at the end, because that is how growth actually works. So write sentences, write the promises to yourself. So after Ramadan, I will still just list them all down. So Ramadan is literally a gift, and you must use that gift very wisely. So start with building small consistent habits that will be sustainable in and out of Ramadan. Even if it's one habit, even if it's 1 page a day, even if it's one small shift, because all of that will compound at the end. And always make dua that God keeps you steady even after Ramadan. And I will see you in the next video.